Hi all and welcome to All Things Fallout and another patch notes video. This is for patch 6, which is released on the 19th of February 2019, which is obviously in the past if you're from the future. If you have hoverboards, please put it in the comments, I'd love to know. So for today's patches, the sizes for consoles are 4.5 gig and for PC it is around 3.5 gig. So one of the big things with this new release of patches is, and I'll go through some of the highlights, but the big one for a lot of people will be the increased stash limit, where they've buffed it up to a maximum size from 600 to 800 pounds, so we can store a lot more goodies. There is also the Scorch Beast attack. They are actually reducing the frequency of the sonic scream attacks, so there's a bit of a time delay between each volley of attacks. Wanted, so they've made adjustments so that players must destroy objects in another person's camp before they get a wanted level. And I found this, many people have when you're White Springs, you just shoot aimlessly in the distance, and because there's so many camps around that area, you just all of a sudden get a wanted for, hitting accidentally somebody's camp. So that's good news. Workshops, you can contest a workshop that's owned by another player from anywhere inside the workshop's build area, so which should make it easier to attempt a contest a workshop, even if it's barricaded by the owner. Good news for power armor people. The springs required to craft and repair level 25, 35 and 45 excavator power armor legs has been significantly reduced, but there's no word on by how much. So there's a very, very good one about camp placement as well. So once you start the game up, if your camp location is already occupied or by somebody else, you'll get a message that will display and give you the option to stay in the current world or attempt to log into a new one. So if the player chooses to find another world, they will be removed from the current world and Matchmaker will attempt to find them a new one. There's also been an addressing of an issue that could cause lockups if the player opens a Pip-Boy immediately after loading screen. I've done that before where I've got straight back into a game and I quickly want to get into my Pip-Boy and it just freezes. But I found that give it a couple of minutes and it does free up, but it looks like they've addressed that problem. They've also fixed an issue with the Mothman where he would not leave the area when approached or responding to attacks. So I think I've had this a couple of times where, actually it's one of the only few times I've managed to kill the Mothman, is where he's kind of glitched and stayed there and not done anything. So it doesn't look like there'll be any chance of that happening again. And since the last update where we had static cap containers, and I found this myself, you're always getting a lot of one cap loot, which is pretty useless for a cap cache. But now no longer will the cap caches generate only one cap as the loot. There's a lot more out there. There's a lot more updates, dressing brogues, exploits and bits and bobs. So go on to Bethesda.net website, look at the patch notes if you want to know more. There, the highlights. I hope some of it is good news for you and not too much bad news. But anyway, thank you for watching, and for all things Fallout, please like and subscribe to the channel. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.